What's up, people? It's your boy MM2K, and I'm back again, all right, with another Saturday checkup. And this is the show that we record live with our members, and our members have been helpful in more ways than one. I'll explain that a little bit. But not only is it a show that we record especially for our members, and we play it publicly on Saturdays, but now we got a co-host. We got a great one at that. Introducing to you, everyone, you know this guy, Daryl Smock Jr. Daryl, how are you doing today, man?
Good, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. Excited to be back. What's good, man?
Unfortunately, this is like the 18th time we've all had to say these things because the production has gone array. And shout out to Dusty Aran out in the member chat for helping us. Like, I can't hear Daryl. Now I can't hear him, M2K. And then we got that all fixed. So now we're gravy and all that good stuff. However, there's a huge ass blooper reel that you guys missed, and if you remember, you got to catch it. You got to catch me and Daryl talking about anime and all this other stuff. There's definitely a perk to being a member, so you might want to check that out because it's something we can't replicate here. With that said, I want to give you our topics. Today we're going to be talking about a variety of things. First, we're going to be talking about the Stadia Keynote that was introduced, that was stealth dropped on us last night while we were doing SSC podcast. We're going to talk about Qlock. Qlock got bought. I'm going to talk to Daryl about that and talk to you about that as well, and get thoughts on that. Is that a big deal or not a big deal? And who should Google obtain? Because there's just more companies being bought up left and right. And lastly, we got a new section called Game Vibes, right? Where Daryl and I will talk about, as far as the Stadia lineup is concerned, what is our favorite game that we're playing or game that we're excited to see coming to the platform? What's a game that's disappointing us on the platform, really isn't performing well or just doesn't play well, whatever. And then lastly, we're going to say what is a game, we're going to name a game or two that we want to see come to the platform. Something new that we're doing here. We got Stefan Savoy here. Stefan, what is going on? Good to see you, my friend. All right, so all the technical difficulties have been addressed. We are now going to go live, and what I want to do first is turn it over to Daryl Smock and ask, Daryl, what have you been playing this week?
Yo, I'm glad you asked me that. Man, it's pretty much been one game. So Destiny 2, the Witch Queen. Oh my god, man. Yeah, this game is it's so good. Like, I've literally been playing that. That's the only game I've been playing since the Witch Queen came out. Like so the day that it came out, I woke up around 9 a.m. and I played from 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. and the next morning, because now they have two modes that you can select from. They have a normal mode and they have a legendary mode. You know, I was working my way through the legendary mode besides 3 quests that I couldn't do by myself. I was working through the legendary modes by myself, solo. That's difficult because a lot of people I seen, just either was too scared to do it or they was having trouble doing it. Like, I know I was playing one person yesterday that hasn't done it yet. That needs to, I think, complete the final boss mission. And that is, like, first off, let me give props to Bungie. Man, this expansion, yo, it's one of the best expansions I think they've ever made for the game. Like, it's so good. It's so sad. Like, it's so satisfying working through the missions. Yeah. Like on legend, or like on the hardest mode, it's so satisfying. It's tough. They scale it for if you're playing by yourself, 2 to 3 players. They scale it, so it's actually, it's just Bungie did a really good job. They did a really good job. Like, man, I love this game, bro. Like, this is why Bungie, this expansion lets you know why Bungie's one and only game is worth over $3 billion. Like, and the one thing I want to talk about is, before I end it, is this expansion is one of the smoothest day one experiences I think I've ever had. Like on any game, because lately, a lot of games release, right, but they're like half baked or they're not done. this is an expansion, that released day one, and I've started at 9. I got into the game maybe around 9:20 or 9:30. It was like, and once I've got in, I didn't get kicked out the Destiny universe. I didn't. There was like lag maybe once when I was streaming, and I had to restart the stream. But that was it. Like I haven't the game just ran smooth the entire time. Like I was able to play for over 12 hours straight. Like without any issues. On Stadia side as well, and on Bungie's side on a day one stream. Like they tweeted out next morning they had over 1 million players on day one.
That's crazy.
1 million concurrent players on day one.
That's sick.
And it was smooth the entire time. Like, yo, props to Bungie.
Yeah.
Big ups to Bungie.
Yep.
That's gonna be the next game. That's gonna be the only game I'm playing for next week. Next week or so.
Yep.
As soon as we're done with this, I'm gonna go live. I think I'm gonna try to play with Squids. I'm gonna go live and we're gonna get some Destiny time in afterwards.
Yeah. You can't beat that with a stick. And when you have a game that's that compelling, like that kind of reminds me of how I felt with Division 2. You know what I mean? When you have a game like that's that compelling and takes your soul, and you're at work and you're thinking about it. You're getting a pizza and you're thinking about You know what I mean? Like that's the sign of a game maker doing a great job. And to have 1 million concurrent players the day that this came out, and for the experience to be that smooth, that makes me want to get back into. I definitely do want to get back into Destiny because I used to be a huge Destiny 1 fan, to the point to where if children's services were called to my house every night, I would have lost my kids. They would, Daddy, we're hungry. Shut up. And I was just playing this. I was just playing that, and my daughter had to feed them. That's how bad it was. Me, my brother. But see, my brother didn't have any kids at the time, and there was a developer friend of ours, Smart. He worked for. I can say it now because the guy don't even talk to me anymore. And I explain why he don't talk. He don't talk to me anymore because he got mad over Destiny, but he was working at Bethesda at the time, so he was getting me codes and stuff like that. It was a cool relationship until, and this is my fault. I was being very selfish. Me, my brother, and this guy, we formed the Old Dirty Blasters, and our thing was we were going to stay on the Xbox 360. We weren't going to go on the Xbox One version. We were going to stay on the 360 until Destiny 2 came out. And when Destiny 2 came out, because we had already got word that it was going to come into PC, we were just going to wait until that came to PC. When I saw those graphics on the Xbox One in comparison to the 360, I made the leap and I stopped playing with them. And they got mad because even though your progression was cross progression, it wasn't cross play. So I stopped playing with him and he just stopped talking to me altogether. So I don't know, but shout out to him. With that being said, I was into it big and I want to get back into it. It's just that there's so much going on that I don't understand. Just as far as the story is concerned, I get the gameplay. I get what you're supposed to be doing in the game. But I did like to know what, the basics of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So it'll take me a couple of runs and hopefully I'll figure it out and I'll be able to get back into it.
I would say right now it's probably the best time to hop back into it because you won't be that far off from the rest of the players because there's a lot of new players right now. Okay. And put you at a light to where you're able to actually, if you buy the Witch Queen, you'll be able to actually go through and do that one. Like if you just get 2 expansions beyond Light, the one that came out, and then this one, you're pretty much good after that. Okay. You're pretty much good. And then with Stadia Pro, like you already get like the everything else anyway. You just gotta buy those 2. Yep. So it's crazy because I was watching a Destiny podcast. Though like the players are primarily Destiny players. Besides one, he's kind of burnt out on Destiny. But they were saying, oh yeah, if like because with them Stadia's dead. to them. But that's they're I don't blame them for their ignorance. They only play PS5 and PC. But basically they're saying that, oh yeah, Destiny 2 is so expensive to get into right now. You have to spend like over $100 if you're a new player to fully get into the game. I'm like, dang, that sucks. That sucks because over on Stadia, a $9.99 subscription and a $30 purchase, and I don't know how much the Beyond Light is. It's probably around the same price, or like $30. That's like what, $60, $70? Like a little more over your average game, and you're fully caught up because Destiny 2 gives you everything else up to Beyond Light, and then you just got to pay for Beyond Light and Witch Queen, and then boom, you're caught up as a brand new player. You know, so
So let me ask you this, because this is a great way to educate a lot of people that may want to get into Destiny 2. So I noticed that non-Stadia players were farming something on Stadia. Is it because of that? Because I don't know what it was, but they were farming something, and then there was a patch, and they were like, oh, now the patch is going through, Stadia's dead. You know what that was about?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you seen that tweet so some random guy on Twitter made a tweet yesterday saying that there's a new SMG that people are trying to farm for, and I guess the best way to do it was on Stadia. That's what it sounded like. I don't know the specifics because I was at work at the time, so I didn't know what was going on. So when I see the tweet and like, oh yeah, so Stadia just seen a big, huge drop in numbers because everybody was on Stadia farming for this SMG. I guess the quest was bugged. Okay. And I guess the best way to farm it was on Stadia because it's in a server. It's not like local. And I don't know. I guess it was. I don't know what's going on. But but basically, a lot of people went over to Stadia to farm for this specific gun. It had a higher drop rate on Stadia than it did on other platforms.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, I mean,
after
that's cool.
They patched it, everybody left. Yeah.
But here's the thing, Smock, which these boneheads don't realize. Okay, you may feel, not, and when I say you, not you, but the person that posts that, you may feel that way, but everybody doesn't report in what they decided to do about Stadia. And then there might have been some people on there that said, hold on, this ain't half bad. I got to deal with the cheating and shit. You know, I can do this. And they might have decided to stay. So are we going to see a drop off? Is it going to probably go? Because I surmise you might see it like around maybe 14,000 when they report last week's numbers, whatever. It might go from 14,000 to 10,000, but that's still a win because the average is like 5 or 6. You know what I mean? So people just with their bonehead theories, and that's why we're going to talk about it too. It's a perfect segue, really, but that's why Stadia is going to be having a presence at GDC. The retail Stadia is going to have a presence there, as well as some white labeling conversations. I would assume, but they're going to have a presence there to let people know we're not going anywhere. Like, stop the foolery. So, cool.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait either. With that said, what have I been playing? I've been playing a lot of Madden. I played 4G Madden at the hospital with my wife, and I don't know what's going on, Daryl. Like, bruh, Stadia over 4G was like playing Wired. I was like, I got like one hiccup in the fourth quarter, and it reminded me, oh yeah, I'm on 4G. Before then, I didn't know I was on. It was crazy. So I don't know what the hell was going on. And I've been playing some Outriders. I played some Ghost Recon Breakpoint too, which I'm going to be honest with you, it's not one of my favorite games to play on Stadia because of its visuals, but it looked better and it was playing a lot smoother. And next thing I know, I'm 2 hours in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's gotten some updates. Like they got a big visual update. They added performance mode finally. I think on Stadia it's automatically put to performance mode. There's no visual mode, so there's that. But yeah, it's gotten a lot of updates, and it's actually it's a little smoother now than what it used to be. I got to get back into that game.
It's a good game. Now that you have your squad and stuff, and there is a visual mode. There's a 4K 30 mode, and the 4K 30 mode is actually smooth too. Like I was playing, and I was like, I could kind of play here, but I was like, I'd rather do my 60. And the only problem with the 60 is, it's the draw distances. Like for some reason, there's like this. It always looks like this white fog, and if they could clear that up and just make it a little bit more clear, then
I think that's the map though. I think that has more to do with the environment than it does with the
actual settings itself.
Yeah.
If they can just clean that up just a tad bit, then I'll be like, okay, all right, But it looked good. I mean, I played good. I should have recorded it. So, but that's what I've been playing, and I've had a great time doing so. With that said, let's get into today's topics. And again, this is a show where we're going to let you guys call in live. We're going to let you call in live. The number is 724-739-3612. We'll post it up there soon. But what we're going to do now is just go over these topics, and we're going to let you call in live, and then we're going to do the giveaways real quick. First topic, Daryl, is Stadia Keynote, man. Here, let me put it up on the screen. Let me show you something. There we go. There it goes. So while we were live yesterday on SSC Podcast, Stadia dropped this little tweet. It says, "Oh, you know what? Let me share it with you. Let me be a good host. I gotta share it with Daryl. There we go. That should be it. Go live. Okay, you should be able to see it now. It says, got any plans? If you didn't already, you do now. Mark your calendars, Stadians. You're invited to join us at the 2022 Google for Games Developer Summit, where you can learn more about our plans for Stadia. Details here. And when you click on it, it sends you to this link where it says the global demand for games is booming. More games are being developed than at any other time in human history, and that's why we're gearing up for Google's next big event for the brilliant brainiacs making it all happen. Circle March 15th on your calendars for the summit. And it says you have an opportunity to go deep in a series of technical presentations and learn more about our plans for Stadia this year. It says the online party kicks, off of the keynote at 9 a.m. on March 15th, followed by 20 developer sessions. For more details, including the full agenda, jump to this specific link. And here are 5 Stadia. Jesus Christ. Here are 5 Stadia specific sessions you don't want to miss. Now, this is again a link that they sent to retail consumers. Number 1, Stadia Keynote, featuring Karen Yap again, strategic business development manager. Karen Yap will share the latest on how we're improving the Stadia platform for developers and publishers. All right. So this is another retail Stadia keynote. And then they're going to do playtesting mode made easy, how to write a Windows emulator for Linux from scratch, Stadia ventures in slower server code on Unity, profiling on Stadia, and that's it. So Daryl, this is what I want to think. I mean, this is what I want to ask you rather. Are you excited at all to see the return of the Stadia keynote?
Yeah, man, it's been too long.
Yeah,
it's been forever ago since we've seen one, and like we was talking about earlier, this is a good chance for Google to let all those reporters that don't know what they're talking about to, just another. If they wasn't already done before, after Google tweeted at them, this is basically them stomping on their face, like, yo,
yeah.
Keep put some respect on the name, bro. This is no cap. Stadia is leading the cloud gaming industry right now. Mm-hmm. They are. Nvidia got good features, you feel me? Uh-huh. And Luna is going public now. But Stadia, they came in, and they made their presence known. Nobody else came in and was has been aggressive like that, like how Stadia was, you know. So this is them. Hopefully, they're gonna start picking up pace. So I'm excited to see what they're gonna talk about. I'm gonna temper my expectations though, because I believe this is more them of saying, okay, this is what we're working towards.
Yep.
You know, and give us a couple announcements, to get us hype. But I'm gonna keep my expectations tempered a little bit. You feel me? I don't want to get too excited and start giving myself theories and then get disappointed in my theories that I gave myself. You're like, yeah.
That's what happens. That's what that easily happens. We say this is what's going to happen, people, and then we armchair quarterback ourselves into a sore spot. You know what I mean? So, my thoughts on this is, I like what you said just now. I like what you said about reporters getting the stuff right, and I'm going to say even the community getting the stuff right, because there was this sentiment that about white labeling. I'm going to ask you about that in a second. That was being spread like this is only going to be for white labeling. Where I mean, you could look at the agenda and assume that it's going to be referencing white labeling, but there was nothing that said this is only for white labeling. And I'm glad to see Stadia. If this feels like a response to that. Yeah. I'm glad to see Stadia respond to that, because some of that rhetoric came from potent publishers that are well known in the community, very potent and could be very influential. Like people would say, oh, well, it's coming from this source, so that must be the case. I'm not who's the wiser. I'm glad to see them respond and shut that down. And this is just a reminder to the community, like, don't try to fill in holes, like Smock said. Like, keep your expectations to whatever you were told. Stop trying to armchair quarterback things that haven't been presented yet. Like, just go off of the facts that are there. It's okay to speculate, but make sure that you label it speculation. Like, I was very disappointed to see publications put out there, this is a white labeling, pretty much in so many words, this is a white labeling affair. And there was no concrete evidence to tell you it was or if it wasn't. Another thing that I like that you said is, as far as tempering your expectations, I don't expect to see any games here. I expect to see just an outline of, look, this is what we're doing to enhance Stadia in 2022 and beyond. So, and that's stuff I definitely want to see, because again, we got the naysayers in the media out there saying stuff, Smock, like, this thing is dead. It's on it's on its last thread and all this other stuff. And Stadia's simply coming out, as well as his partners, and saying no, that's not the case. So.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Yep.
Go out on a limb. Not too far off though.
Clip this. No, I'm just
and I would say, we might hear about a game being developed.
Yeah, that's
it
possible.
Might not be.
That's possible.
Because it is. They did say they're going to have developed. See, I'm going off of what they said. They're saying they're going to have. They're saying that they're going to have developers speak. So if they could speak about something. It could be a new dev that we haven't heard of being developed for Stadia. It's possible. It is possible.
Yeah.
If I was to make a theory, that would be it.
That's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I got a feeling that there is going to be something game related there. I just, something like, and introducing the developers from Techland, the makers of Dying Light 2, the forthcoming game to Stadia. I can see them. They're going to talk about how it was porting their game and the extra sauce and tweaking that they're going to do So, and I can see that. And also, we talked about this last night, Daryl. I want to get your thoughts on this. I'm throwing this in at the last minute. If you notice, like, you have publishers like Wired P, the makers of Deliver Us the Moon and Martha's Dead, who are like out there fighting the MM2K battle on social media, like going to naysayers and tell them to shut the hell up. You know what I mean? And Thunderful Games are doing it too. And you got developers. When Like maybe a year or two ago when you asked me, would you make it for Stadia? You would either get no response or you'd be like, oh, well, I mean, I'll get back to you on that one. But now they're saying stuff like, oh yeah, I would love to put this game on Stadia. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that these developer toolkits or something's happening to where people are catching wind of it. And now they're like it's starting to grow an enthusiasm of the platform. But what do you think about that?
Like literally the people that the makers of Martha is Dead literally said they love Stadia. Like they literally said we love Stadia. You know, we were I'm seeing that new horror game, that psychological horror game come to Stadia would be, it's dope. And I believe that enthusiasm has always been there for developers, but it's just not public enough. They haven't been sharing their thoughts public enough, and I love to see them, say, "Hey, we love Stadia, we love Stadia." I love to see them like praise Stadia as the way that it should be. Mm-hmm. So this is all just Stadia is calculating their moves. They know what they're doing, and they've been quiet for a reason. There's a reason, and we're going to see part of that. I believe we're going to see part of that at this summit. Yeah,
I agree, and it's going to be very interesting. But again, the whole white labeling thing. Get your thoughts on this real quick too, Smock. What do you think about the whole white labeling aspect of it? That people were like, oh no, this is only going to be a white labeling affair, but now Stadia's come out and said, no, this, Stadians, if they're calling to the Stadians, they're calling for us to understand what's going to develop here for the retail part. What do you think about that whole dynamic with the naysayers still saying this is all going to white labeling, but Stadia's stomping that out?
Yeah, it's something that they need to do, because the thing that's been clouding Stadia for the longest is misinterpretation or and misinformation. People see Stadia, they think, oh, we got to buy in. Everybody knows that they do ask you for your card, but you can cancel at any time and still play for free. You feel me? It's like there's still misinformation. So I think this is their way. This is going to be one of the ways that they're going to clear the air and listen, we're white labeling so developers can learn to develop games for Stadia. They literally said this themselves, more than 3 times. They've said it themselves, So this is their way of getting that word out there, so people will know for a fact, because people it didn't since Stadia isn't saying anything. Let's hypothesize that this is going to be about them solely white labeling and giving up on the platform. Like Stadia's like, no, it's not what we're doing. We're putting up these job listings and we're doing all these things, the strategic management, and all this stuff, so developers can learn to develop games for Stadia, because we understand that Stadia is only 3 years old. Not many, develop. It's not going to be the easiest time for developers to develop on our platform. So this summit is going to give you guys a little insight into how that is going for our developers. Mm-hmm. So, that sounds like an ad, but yeah.
but it's the truth. I mean, I get it, Daryl. I get it that people are disappointed because, we talk about it here. We always talk. We got a section dedicated to it towards the end of the show. There's things that we want to see. I get it. I would love to hear about more games up front, so I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, well, these are the days that I'm gonna take off from work, or these are the days where I'm gonna tell the kids they better not come to my house. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the typical gamer things. And Google with Stadia isn't ready to operate like that yet. So I get it. I get the frustration. But that doesn't mean, like I was saying to somebody earlier on social media, well, I was responding to them because they were spot on, but I was saying to those that are in this doom and gloom camp, just because they're keeping that close to the vest, it doesn't mean that they don't have anything lined up per this developer summit. You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that's why I've said at the beginning of this year, there's just some people You gotta let them be in their state of mind. They're gonna believe what they want to believe. You know, no matter what.
Last thing I want to say about this is that all the noise, even though some of it is negative, you know, a lot of it is actually, if Stadia is smart, as I think that they are, you know, all this noise is letting them know what to focus on.
Yeah.
All this noise, even though it's negative, some of it is negative, a lot of it is also positive, but combined, it lets Stadia know what, if Stadia is serious, which I think that they are. If Stadia is serious, all this noise lets them know, okay, so this is what people want to see.
Yeah.
So even though we're not developing the games, you know, this is what this you know, people are just voicing their concern, because let's be real. Stadia has a very unique community. There's not a lot of communities that vocalizes, you know, and interacts with the people on their platform like how Stadia does, you know?
Yeah.
Not a lot of platforms has done it this well at that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
They're literally there every day. They're there in the comments every morning, interacting with people, and like a bit tidbits throughout the day, interacting with the community. Like, I don't see any other platform do that. I follow Sony. They don't do it at the level that Stadia does. You know, their developers and the people that run the show behind the scenes, they aren't as caring as the people that work for Stadia.
Yep.
We won't see another Grace. We won't see another Grace anywhere else.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Yep. No, I agree. I mean, this is more family oriented. The passion behind this platform can be felt, and I think that's part of the reason why you do see this doom and gloom consistently. Because what it is if they don't believe, I don't think they believe the doom and gloom themselves, Smock, because if a platform is dead or it's dying or it's losing people and it's on a downward trend, then why do you keep referencing it? You know what I'm saying? Like when Ouya went out, nobody kept talking about Ouya. No one was like, yeah, you know, Xbox is doing better than Ouya. This is doing better than Ouya. The thing just died, and it just came up every blue moon in a joke.
Yeah.
If you truly think Stadia is on its way out and it's dying, you wouldn't keep bringing it up. It's just, you would move on to the next thing. But people keep bringing it up because they want the believers of the platform to believe that, for whatever reason they have. I'm over here, so you come over here now. And Stadians are just like, no, nope. We're happy right where we're at. You go find some people wherever you're at now. You know what I mean? So very interesting stuff, but nonetheless, I like what I'm seeing from Stadia on the communication side this year. They're getting in front of stuff more than they've had before. And now they got their partners coming out here ferociously as well. And MM2K can just chill and do Saturday checkup with Smock instead of having to fight these battles on Twitter all the time. That's cool stuff. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to topic 2. I definitely want to get your thoughts on this one. This is going to be a great discussion. Qlock was bought by Tencent, not by Google, but by Tencent. Here, let me show you the article. So the article reads as follows: Tencent buys 1C Entertainment and Qlock, the studio responsible for Cyberpunk 2077 for Stadia. The article reads as follows: Tencent, Chinese gaming entertainment giant. Here, let me make this bigger. Tencent, Chinese gaming entertainment giant, continues to shop in the West a few days after the news of the acquisition of Inflection Games, author of Nightingale. The Chinese giant also welcomes Polish company 1C Entertainment to its stable, not to be confused with IC, now former Russian parent company. It also says, by buying 1C Entertainment, Tencent also secured the services of its subsidiary Qlock, a Polish studio that in recent years has distinguished itself for excellent quality of its ports. Among those most recent works, we point out Dark Souls Remastered, Tales of Vesperia, Definitive Edition, Ni no Kuni, The Threat of the White Witch, Remastered, the conversion of Yakuza for PC, the Nintendo port switch of the Nintendo Switch port of Hellblade, and the good version of Cyberpunk 2077 for Google Stadia.
The good version.
It was some Jesus Christ. It was like pulling teeth trying to get through that. What are your thoughts, Smock, on this? Do you think this is a missed opportunity?
Not really. I mean, it is, it is gonna create some headlines, but not really.
Yeah.
Because I mean, honestly, I would say a little bit. A little bit. Not, I wouldn't say it's totally not a missed opportunity, but
yeah,
I would say a little bit it is, because those people can help out what Google is doing and trying to get people to port. Google could have bought this company and have them help and go out to do what they're already doing, just help other people port for the platform. But so it's a missed opportunity in that front. But then again, Tencent, they own a lot of stuff already, so it's like it's not surprising.
Yeah.
It's not surprising that this happened. It's not as headlining as Sony buying Bungie or Xbox buying Bethesda. But it's a little bit of missed opportunity, but I don't see it being that big of a deal. Unless they're saying they're trying to get like exclusivity, over it.
I would have liked to see QLock bought by Google just to help with the porting process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me throw something else up here that I didn't originally put in the notes, but a lot of people aren't talking about. But I don't think it's not a humongous deal, but it just shows you how the competition is stiffening up. This is another report that came out around the same day. NVIDIA is reportedly preparing Geforce Now RTX 3080 tier 1 month subscriptions. So what they're saying is that they've seen like marketing
feedback,
stuff obtained by video cards that they might go to 1 month subscriptions. Now, if you look at the 6 month subscription, it's $99.99, which is around $17 a month. I can't imagine, and they feel the same way too. I can't imagine that the monthly subscriptions would be anything less than maybe $18 a month.
Right.
Now, before we get to the pricing of the subscription service and all the other stuff, competition is stiffening up. We see Amazon Luna coming out here doing some things like, doing the camera. You can stream from the camera. Now GFN is looking at doing monthly tiers according to this report. And the thing that really is holding Stadia back from dominating the space, in entirety. I mean, I agree with you. I think they're the kings of the cloud right now, but they could like totally dominate this space if they had more games coming over at a faster rate, with a little bit more polish. And I think that's where QLock could have came in and maybe helped with that, at least with Ubisoft games. You know what I'm saying? They could have went to Ubisoft and said, all right, look, we're working specifically with y'all first, and what we're going to guarantee people is that all Ubisoft games are going to be 4K 60. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
That would be a definite benefit,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like, trust me, there's definitely opportunity in buying QLock. There's definitely opportunity there. There's definitely opportunity, and there is some missed opportunity as well. But we just gotta wait. Honestly, next week I want to save. Until after the summit, I want to save my final thoughts to see how big of a missed opportunity this is. Because they do have a lot of developers on the board now, that's developing for the platform. So we don't actually know exactly what their plans are.
That is true.
Just yet. So I want to say it is a bit of a missed opportunity for getting games ported faster, but overall, it's a bit of a missed opportunity. But I don't want to I don't know. I Also, I don't know. That's it. That's all I can
agree
say.
with you. Yeah. It's hard to say how much of a missed opportunity it is. If when Stadia does the keynote, they say, okay, we got like 100 technicians ready to deploy, and guess what's going to happen? The thing that
have been hiring for that position, though. They have been hiring for that position for it to help the dev support.
Absolutely. And they actually show this is supposed to be the advertisement for the RTX 3080 1-month membership. So I'm assuming that's coming probably this month, or maybe I don't know if this is real. This may not be real. Normally you don't see that 1-month membership. You just see 1-month membership. But it could be fake. But even if that is real, just to get your thoughts on this real quick before we go to game vibes, and then we open up phone calls. If Geforce Now comes out and it's $20 a month, would that entice you in trying out the 3080 tier?
It's funny because I was just talking to Square. It's like I was just in the stream. Like, Nvidia does have some enticing promotions right now, and I've been thinking about giving it a go, but I might ultimately still hold off because I'm not playing a lot of games right now anyway, and me going over there is just gonna add more games to my backlog. So right now the deals are enticing. I wouldn't blame anybody for trying it out after it becomes a thing. Just to see, just for the hype of something new coming out. And honestly, the only reason why I would try it anyway is because Stadia is capped at 60 FPS. As soon as Stadia soon as Stadia allows us to go at 120, 144 hertz, 165 hertz, I don't need it anymore. You feel me? I'm not going anywhere else. So it's like, as soon as that's done, as soon as we could play at a higher frame rate on Stadia, bruh, I don't. That's the only thing that's the most enticing part about this whole deal, is that you could play above 60 FPS on PC, and it makes sense because they're PC ports anyway, so they should be allowed to play above 60 FPS. More for Stadia, I guess that people are treating it more as a console thing. So as soon as we're able to do that, at least 120 hertz, well, I wouldn't really have a reason to go anywhere else.
I'm with you on that one. I mean, here's the thing. For those that haven't tried it, maybe it would be enticing enough, but I've already tried it, and it just, even when it did work without any problems, for me, it worked as intended, I'll put. I looked at the games that I played, which were the Ubisoft games. I even threw in there, it was mainly the Ubisoft games, and I looked at what the 1440p version of what I was getting on GFN versus, an upscaled 4K, whatever, but what's the 60 frames per second version was on Stadia. And I was like, I don't see anything that signifies why I should be paying at least double. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that's when it was working as intended. When I play GFN, I get a lot of screen tearing, I get a lot of jutters, and then you throw on top of that, I am paying double the price, at least even with this monthly thing, to in all likelihood get a 3080 rig, because you're not guaranteed a 3080 rig. If they overstack you and there's not a 3080 rig, and trust me, that first month that this 1 month subscription comes out, I think there's going to be a lot of that.
Yeah,
you're gonna have way more people than availabilities of 3080 rigs, and there's going to be a lot of people on the 2080 tier, and those people are going to be pissed. They're going to be pissed. And then you add into the fact that if I want the 4K aspects, because I'm kind of over 1440p. As far as like a base resolution that you scale up, that's different. But like having a cap of 1440p, I'm over that. I've done that years ago, and I'm over it. Now I'm in the 4K. You know what I mean? and I don't want to have to go pay an additional $200 to get 4K resolution. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I mean,
it's not really worth it. Of course, if that much, you would have to get at least 4K. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're getting 4K on Stadia at $10. So
Come on.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And people may argue, well, you're not getting it in the AAA games. Look, I'm getting it. I'm getting a 4K signal. You take a 4K signal versus a 1440p signal. Even if it is upscaled, you're still, as long as it's not upscaled from 1080, even if it is upscaled, you're getting a sharper image. You're not getting the ash. You're getting a lot better color saturation. You know what I'm saying? With the 4K image being streamed. And if you're a streamer, if you stream games, you know how important that is. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't, for my streaming, and every time I game now, I like to stream it. That's a pet peeve of mine, and I got to get out of that because there's opportunities for me to play games, but I don't play them because I can't stream them. So being that I'm part of that world now, 1440p. What's that?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say 1440p ain't gonna do it for me.
Yeah. Right now, my plans when it comes to streaming, this is like kind of off topic, but not really because we're talking about streaming. But my plans for streaming is I've been looking for a way to turn my streams into VODs, but like pay like an editor to edit them down because I can't do it myself.
Yeah.
So I only use a Chromebook, so
I
can't edit them myself. So being able to, I could like, you can stream my 4K, right? You can stream my 4K on Stadia now, right? With the direct streaming.
They say there's instances of that. I haven't got an instance of it yet, but the 1440p stream on Jesus Christ, that's good enough for me.
My Destiny streams, are clean. They're clean.
Yep.
Like I want to be able to, so being able to, it's just, I just want to be able to edit my streams down into VODs.
Yep.
I want to start working on that so I can start posting videos instead of just live streams.
Yep. I'm
I
with
clean
you,
up my channel. Yeah.
Because, editing those videos, like, this is why I hate doing videos. And I'm glad that we're on the subject matter because I'm normally a patient, but like, I don't have like outbursts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've gotten over that part. Mainly because my body's just too old to just flip out. Like I'll hurt something. But I spazzed out the other day, Smock, and my wife ran up to, she's like, what the hell's wrong with you? I said, I hate making videos. And I do. I don't mind doing what we're doing now, but I detest, I love creating I love the content behind it. I just hate creating it. And I was working on the latest SDO daily, and I do it in one take. Like
me saying
I don't strip the audio and then add video after. No, I record it on Streamlabs and I do it in one take. And every time I kept trying to do it, something kept going awry. And I got mad and I had these $200 headphones, which my wife isn't happy about. And I just completely broke them and they're done. So she's like, well, I'll never buy you anymore. I'm like, I got you. But I don't have time to strip down a video like you said and edit out 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, because that takes hours. It's crazy.
You know what? I would do it if I had the equipment for it. I don't have the bro. I literally, if I will praise the Lord when Chrome OS gets somebody out there, some type of video editor, I will use that. That's as good. That's at least as good as what the heck is that service that I was trying to use? That
was it Adobe?
Rush, Adobe Rush. Yeah. If it's at least as good as that, bro, I will use it. But bro, everything you gotta pay for everything.
I know,
and that's the thing that sucks because you gotta, if you want to do something, you gotta come out of pocket. So I'm thinking now, what I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna give it a test run next week. Is I'm gonna go on Fiverr. I'm gonna send somebody a live stream video that day. I'm gonna tell him to edit the video down into a video that I can use. I'm not gonna be too specific on what I want because I just want to see I just want to see if it's possible.
Yep.
And then depending on how that goes, I might just pay an editor to edit it until at least until I get my own equipment. Yeah.
I have the equipment, Smock, and it's just me. I because there's so much I got to do.
Yeah, but in your case, I totally understand because you got to take care of your wife. You got a kid. You know, you got life stuff. You know, you probably got work too, like a 9 to 5, maybe. You know, so it's like you got stuff going on. That's the same thing with me. Like, bro, I was just getting into a groove, bro, into my job. Say, oh yeah, I gotta work mornings. But bro, I was editing my videos from like 2 a.m. to like 5, and then I would sleep from like 6 to 2 in the afternoon, and then I would like get up and go to work. You know, that was my schedule, and that's why you'll see me streaming super late at night when y'all sleep. You know, you'll just get a Twitter DM like, hey, I'm live. But yeah, like I like that groove, and now it's like I gotta find another way to edit, because when I get home from work, bro, it's a different type of tired. Because after sitting in traffic for like 30 minutes, I live 10 minutes away. Traffic makes it 35 minutes to get home.
Wow.
And it's a different type of tired. So now I'm gonna have to try to find a groove. So I'm a really look into paying an editor to edit out my live streams into videos.
Yep. No, I'm with you. Yeah, I mean, I have to. It's too time consuming. There's the website. There's coordinating with other content creators. Like you said, there's just life stuff. And I just don't have the time to sit there. And it's just fun. I'm an efficiency guy, meaning I like to squeeze. And this is where me and my wife always go back and forth. We'll plan to go somewhere. Like, we're going to go see Batman this weekend, right?
Right.
I told her that I want to be back home. We should be back home by 5. And I timed everything out. If we get up at this time, it'll take me 10 minutes in the shower, take you X amount of minutes in the bath. It'll take me 30 minutes to eat my bagel. That's what I utilize time to the most of my ability.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's because of my job. Like, because they threw everything but the kitchen sink at me. So I was doing project management, managing, and had to travel. Like, within the day, I'd have to travel to like different counties and stuff like that, and have meetings, and then come back. This is when I was working in the office. Now I work from home, which is fantastic. I'll never do that ish again. But because my time was so limited, I literally had to be that anal on how I managed, like, every to the second. And I was like that, and I had to operate like that for like 3 or 4 years. So now it's like etched into my soul. So my wife is a complete different. She's the polar opposite. She has no concept of time. Flowing. Yeah, 6 hours will disappear, and she'll be like, "Oh, it's 6 p.m." And I'm like, "Hell yeah, it's 6 p.m." You were just sitting there. So it's just, I could, like, let me take that back. I could do it, Smock, but it irks me. I can't sit there for 4 hours to create a 5-minute video. That's, you know what I'm saying? That sounds crazy to me. You're spending 4 hours to create a 5-minute video. I'd rather create 4 hours and do a 4-hour podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, if I'm using 4 hours, like, so whatever, like, my editing process is basically me going back and fixing camera mistakes, because on when I record, like, my video is just me and the camera talking, like, and I do it through my Chrome, through my laptop. My camera it stutters, like it lags, and then it'll come back, and then it'll lag. So it's me editing those parts out where it lag, or like add like a little funny text for the people watching it, like, man, what's up with this? But yeah, but it'll just be that. It'll be most of the time it's just fixing stuff, and more not even really editing. But yeah, I get it. But it's all. So it's just the whole concept of it, and I get so frustrated. Like I said, I broke $200 pair of headsets yesterday, and my wife looked at me and said, "Yeah, that's I've been working on my temper. Like the one thing that I think would be funny, and that's one thing I'm kind of excited about is I think me raging and me getting mad is kind of funny, even though I'd be pissed off. But whenever I look back at it, like, yo, this is hilarious. Like, so.
Oh yeah.
So
there are many content creators who people watch them solely to see them rage. Yeah, and they do well because of it.
Yeah.
Oh man. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to open the phone line. So let me do this. I'm going to go here. We're going to open up Skype. All right, come on, Skype. There you go. We're going to open up the phone. Oh. Excuse me. We're going to open up the phone lines. Where the hell okay, there we go. Skype right there. And the phone number is 724-739-3612. Give us a call if you want to talk about anything that we brought up today or just anything in general. 724-739-3612. Also, what I'm going to do is a poll. I'm just going to ask everyone if you're, and again, this is for our members that are watching live. If you want to be able to participate live, you got to be a member. Just hit that join button below. If you're watching this video on demand on Saturday or whatever day, just hit that join button. Any member at any level can participate in this show. All right. So I'm going to put out a poll for our members as well. Do you believe Tencent buying Qlock is missed opportunity for Stadia? All right. We're going to put that out there. Let us know. More people that I've questioned or where you at, Daryl, they're more like a no. Not really, because, I remember I talked to Bippity and I think I asked the panel this and they were like, nah, MM2K is just a you thing. But I thought it was interesting that it happened all together. All right. With that said, go ahead, brother. What were you going to
say? It's a tough question because it's not like you won't see the immediate effect right away. It's like it's bad for Stadia if Stadia continues to like let's say for like next year and a year after Stadia is still having troubles getting games day one, then it's a missed opportunity. But if Stadia is able to fix it themselves, and we're probably I know they're gonna mention it. I know like they're not gonna mention getting games late, but they're gonna mention games getting developed. Like that's literally the sole purpose for this summit that they're having. So it's like it's hard for me to say that it's a big missed opportunity because they're about to have a summit that's literally about the topic that we're talking about. It's not about Tencent and about Qlock, but it's about games being developed for their platform. So it's like they're literally about to address what we're talking about. So it's like it's hard for me to say it's a missed opportunity right now when they're about to talk about it. If they talk about it and it continues to be a problem, like I'm not saying this year because Stadia is still new. They're only 3 years old. So if it continues to happen when they're 5, 6, then it was a missed opportunity. We could level and say, dang, Stadia shut about Qlock. And we could have been like, dang, Stadia, is like, it'll be that thing. It's not something that we'll see right away, especially when they're about to address it.
No, that's a great point. I mean, it's something to think about too. Like, people could look back at me saying what I'm saying, and they were like, "But MM2K, did you not see that they, Dying Light 2 developer and all these other developers said that they're already working with technicians? So Qlock is it's nothing. It's a nothing burger. You know what I mean?
Yo,
that's a good point.
I just got the notification from Stadia and I got nervous. I'm like, who the heck is Ryan?
I saw that too. Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Like, Ryan needs your help. I was like, yo, what the heck? I thought it was an Amber Alert or something. Oh my God.
Yeah, I just noticed it too, scrolling through what's it called? Shout out to Dustin Duran. He says, yes, but another porting house could be Mantis. Yeah, Mantis is going to could do a lot of indie games, and I want to get them back on the channel as well and talk to them and pick their brain about a year later and get their thoughts. That'd be a great thing to do. So I'm gonna reach out to Rob and them. That'd be great. All right.
Are they the people that make Sky Climbers?
No, those are Mantis games. I forgot what game they made that's on Stadia, but they are a porting house. So they're working with different developers to help them port their games to Stadia. But they only do it off of Unity. If it's a game that's built on Unity, they'll help get it ported to Stadia. Okay, Christopher Torres in the house. Good to see you, Chris. So that's what they do. All right. So now we're at the end of the show. And again, if you want to call in, give us a call, 724-739-3612. We'll talk about anything you want to talk about.
Hey, come say hi, man. You don't got to stay for a long time. Just come, say what's up. Say, let us know who you are. And that's it. You feel me? Even if you don't have a question, just say something. Come conversate.
Don't cost you a dime. We're taking live calls. I shouldn't be saying soon. We're taking them now. 724-739-3612. Give us a call. And talk.
Phone lines are open.
Talk to Smock and I. We, pick our brains on whatever you want to pick our brains about. While we're waiting on a phone call, any potential phone calls, let's bring up the last section before we go pick our winner for the giveaways. We got this thing called Game Vibe, something new, and I'm experimenting. I'm using Doc. I'm using Smock as my experimentee. It's a new segment where I like to talk about three things. What games are you most delighted with as you're seeing coming to the platform and you're actually playing? What games are you disappointed in? That you've played or you're like, oh man, I thought it was going to be something else. Or what do you want to see come to the platform? So I'm going to start with you, Smock. What games are you either playing or you're waiting on that's got you the most excited at the moment?
We've been talking about it a lot today already, but the thing,
that's what I figured. But it's okay. Go ahead, brother.
I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. But Destiny 2,
yeah,
and so like you said earlier, and it got me thinking. With that tweet that I responded to saying, "Oh yeah, people Stadia probably seen like a big drop in numbers because people are trying to farm," but there's probably some people that stay. We don't know for sure, but there's probably some people that like, you know what? It actually, like you said, it actually runs pretty smooth. Let me stick around for a little bit longer, And that's Witch Queen is basically a new game. It's basically a new game for Bungie. And it brings in new players,
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure some of those numbers, some of those people are on Stadia. I've been seeing a little bit more people like in random lobbies that I'm in, like random PvP lobbies or PvE lobbies that I'm in, on Stadia. And we can bet some of those people were probably came farming, or they've been there since day one. So that's one game that I'm excited about. Also, I'm excited about what's that new game that just came? The MotoGP game. I love racing. So I want to try that. I might get that. And one more, the Dynasty Warriors. I want to play that too.
Okay.
I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm definitely gonna get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I keep forgetting about Dynasty Warriors. And I was about to say, we really haven't had... When did Dynasty Warriors release? Was that in March or was that in February?
I think it was in February, like towards the end of February. I kind of forgot.
I'm glad you said that because I was sitting there thinking like, damn, we didn't get any action games in February. Yes, we did. We got Dynasty Warriors, so shame on me.
Need more racing games. I'm gonna keep bringing this up because I'm gonna say it for the disappointment.
Okay.
But,
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, what game I'm most delighted with, or seeing coming, or playing is I'm gonna go with World War Z Aftermath. I really am excited for that game. I'm itching for another action game up my alley. Gun, shoot 'em up. That game really looks good. I think it's a great addition to the platform. And shout out to Sunny Cloud Gaming, as he indicated, look, the winter season for gaming is coming up. So we should be seeing this game anytime soon. So hopefully when Stadia says, hey, look, we got more games that we're going to talk about next week, that's the game that they're going to bring up. The odd thing about it too is that the next, I'm lying. The next, this week on Stadia should be on the 9th, I think it is. So on the 9th, we're probably going to get some World War Z news. Maybe it even stealth dropped. And if it goes directly into Pro, oh my gosh, that would be crazy. That would be sick if it went directly into Pro. But if it doesn't go directly into Pro, I'm buying it. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like that'll be my next purchase. All right.
Another thing.
Oh, go ahead.
So one more thing. One more thing that I'm excited for that I've been meaning to get is Assassin's Creed Valhalla: Dawn of Ragnarok. I want to see that screenshot looks very enticing. It looks very good. Yeah. So I want to get into that. Yeah, I know it's probably gonna be like a long deal. What's up?
Odyssey is the one that I really liked. Valhalla I haven't got into all like that. But now that there's that 60 frames per second mode, oh my God. Yeah, and I have Ubisoft Plus, so there's no excuse for me. I need to really get into that game. Yeah. So you know what happened for me, Smock, is when it released and it only released at 30 frames per second on Stadia, that kind of turned me off. And but I got to get over that.
So, for me, the 30 FPS was entirely playable. It wasn't like, even though it was 30 FPS, I was still find myself like spending a lot of time on it. And then 60 FPS just made it even better. I bought Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Okay.
I bought the highest pack edition. I had bought like the 99. I always try to get the highest version one because I like the add-ons and the cosmetics and all that stuff. So that's why I do it. I've been meaning to. I haven't even beat the game yet. I don't even think I'm halfway through. I'm probably thinking like I'm still in the beginning stages. Even though the only thing that sucks about Valhalla is traveling to raid people, and the travel like in itself takes like literally like 5 minutes, almost 5 minutes to get to a destination. You know, and then trying to level your character also is kind of difficult. At least for me, I find it kind of difficult to level my character to get to the right level so I can move forward and play the new stuff. Yeah.
That'd be dope though to be able to get into that expansion and play even further. I'm gonna start playing that, and I still got to finish Immortals: Phoenix Rising too while we're talking about.
I forgot all about that game.
Yeah, I gotta finish that game. That's a great game, and I just need to finish it. So.
Yeah, it is actually genuinely a really good game.
Yep.
I haven't seen many bad reviews about it.
No. It's oh my gosh. What game are you disappointed in?
So, Stadia needs more racing games. I know there's not a lot out there right now, and I know we just got MotoGP 21, but that's not Grid. You feel me?
Yeah.
MotoGP 21 isn't Grid. Yeah. You know, and Grid did really. Grid did really well on Stadia. I don't know how Codemasters was looking at everything, but didn't get F1 2022. And I was disappointed in that, even though I heard that it was kind of buggy, or it was like lackluster, but still, like for people like me that really enjoy racing games, that like sim racing games, it's like, come on, we need Grid Legends, man. That game is that story looks so good, and it's like, yo, I would love, and it's crossplay on top of that, and it's like I really bet this is me just trying to blame it on somebody, but I'm pretty sure EA has something to do with it, because we don't have a lot of other games anyway on this platform. And now I'm thinking like, man, that's just another game that we're not gonna have because it's under EA now. Yeah, but that's one thing that I'm disappointed in.
You think well, I wonder if the EA support would continue. Because EA's worked with Stadia. So,
yeah, we got Madden. We do have Madden. We've got that day and date and FIFA. Yeah.
Yep. So,
but I mean, I don't know. It's just I feel like there's no reason why we shouldn't have had Grid day and date.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
In my head, because bro, we literally remember when Sunny Cloud Gaming was going live every single weekend,
Yeah,
like
doing the
streaming
40 car
game?
races. Yeah.
Yeah, and the lobbies will be full. There would be
Yeah.
a bunch, so many people. It was, bro, it was the best time. And then we had a stadium racing league.
Yep.
I don't know what they're doing today because I kind of left because they kind of died down. But, we had the stadium racing league that would play F1 2020.
Yep.
They'll play grid, and then they'll play the crew too. Like there was circumvent and did championships for all three games. And it's like, bro, we had entire communities dedicated, and now since games, and this is another thing, like stuff like the racing game community on Stadia is really being neglected. Like it in my head, it really literally the only game that's keeping the racing community alive is the crew 2. And it's not even a good port on top of that. So that's how you know we need games. Because see people on the crew 2 all the time.
No, I would agree with that sentiment that hopefully they do more to enhance the racing game. I mean, I don't know if there's some data that they're looking at, and maybe the data that they're looking at shows that the engagement isn't there. But like you said, when we look at it and you see 40 car races with the lobbies full on Stadia, I mean, that says a lot. When you go even play Destiny and it's hard for you to even get 12 people. You know what I mean? So, interesting stuff. But we'll see how that pans out. But I think I think it's a good point, and I think you gave that criticism constructively, and it's something that maybe they need to think about. Maybe look at their data and say, you know what, maybe we have neglected this too much, and we need to get more racing games on here. Shout out to Dusty. He said, Dusty says, we need more isometric dungeon crawlers, the roguelikes and Diablo likes. I play open world games, but don't beat them. Diablo style games have that open world exploration, bit size maps. I would love to see Diablo on there. Christopher Torres says, I've seen a little more reviews.
Wait. I want to have the developers from the Elden Ring said anything about Stadia? Because I don't know why I've been hearing people say about it's just people wanting Elden Ring come to Stadia, or it has Elden Ring. So they haven't commented.
Nah, they want to know. Not to say that it won't come, because we got Sekiro. It's just it ain't gonna come day and date. Like they're gonna work on. It's a niche title, even though it's doing well. It's a niche title. Like when you talk about, I think Elden Ring is at 1 million, right? It's been out for like a week. It's at 1 million.
Yeah.
When you talk about a big AAA release, and within a week they're at 4 million, 5 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's not to take any away from Elden Ring. Elden Ring's doing well, but see, it's not for everybody. So they're going to focus on where they can get their money at first, and then they'll start porting out. You know what I'm saying? So I would expect Elden Ring to come. Maybe not later this year, maybe next year.
I would say if we do say probably next year.
But to expect it to come day and date on Stadia. Why would you expect it to come day and date on Stadia if you don't expect the PC version to be available day and date on GFN? You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Like, why would you even expect that? I don't know. People, again, Stadia came out. Go ahead.
That will probably also be because is Stadia doing better than Geforce, like in terms of numbers? Do we know? Or is there any way that we can find that out?
This is what I surmise. I surmise that GFN, because it's really, I mean, you can look at numbers that are available and come up with a summary. GFN, I would say, has been in more hands than Stadia, but that's only because that's coming from the free tier.
But then again, we don't know. And again, I would also say that you could say, like in the beginning, probably but now since Stadia is available on all the TVs and they have the retail stores, and we can't forget that Stadia was selling out in retail stores with the controllers. So I would say if Nvidia's ahead of numbers, like it's been in more hands, I'll probably say a few. I wouldn't say it's that much.
Well, I don't know, because GFN is already talking about being over 15 million. I don't know if Stadia's that far yet.
Never mind.
But here's the breakdown of that 15 million though, Smock. Ampere Group, one of the main analyst groups out there that have been properly predicting where the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series consoles are at, they said that the majority of GeForce Now's playership has been because of the free tier. And they said the free tier dominates so much that they warned in 2021, I think it was, that GFN had to figure out quickly how to come up with more subscription models to make up for the fact that they got all these people on their servers free of charge and they ain't paying, they're not paying anything.
Yeah.
And they got to, so lo and behold, and after Ampere put that out, GFN did exactly what they said. That's when they started coming out with the bundles. You could get Rogue Company bundled with 3 months on it. That's what Ampere had told them months prior, and they started doing it. Now all of a sudden this 3080 tier came out of nowhere too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that 15 million is mainly mainly made up of people that have powerful rigs, got 3080s, but they're away on vacation and they want to play Destiny. They want to go to Zor, for the weekend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And get the items for Zor. So they play for like anywhere up to an hour, but they're not going to stay on it. And that's why their Reddit is growing. That's why they don't have a community, because most of the people that are playing, not all of them, but most of the people that are playing GFN, they don't care about the ecosystem all like that. It's just a convenient tool when they're away from their PC. So
right,
but that means that Stadia could possibly have more invested users. What I mean by that, people that are paying, you know what I mean? So
I say without a doubt. Because I don't see many people buying that 3080 tier at like currently, for that $99 for 6 months. I don't see, because that's not a win in anybody's book, especially when there's so many. When like 1440p is basically free for most things. Like that's standard. So making somebody pay like 120 hertz isn't worth $99. I'm sorry. It's not.
Game. And that's the thing. We polled, like, people go back and forth, and I remember, and there was this belief that this GFN tier was going to rip people from Stadia. And I said, I'm not saying it won't do well for who it's targeting. It's not ripping people from Stadia. Why?
Yeah, nah.
Because of the price tag. It's just too much. Like, if I want to get close to what I can get with a console, I not only, and think about this. I get Stadia, I can get up to 4K 60 on any screen, boop, bop, boop. I'm in it, no crazy UI. I'm in and out of the game. I'm a casual gamer who was disenfranchised from consoles. They were too inconvenient, too expensive. Like, GFN is the complete opposite of what I'm looking for as a cloud gamer. So they're saying, well, this will pry people away from hardware. No, it's not. In order for you to get a match of what you're getting on hardware, I not only have to pay $200 a year, $200 a year, but then I got to buy an extra box for $200, and then I'm going to have to get my internet usage increased, which can be anywhere from an extra $15 to $45. All that adds up, where I can just stick to what I'm used to. You know what I mean? On the hardware side. And when I talk to hardware people, they look at that GFN tier and they're like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, no, that ain't happening. But you can raise the settings to ultra, and they're like, okay. If I was worried about that, I'd have bought a PC years ago. I don't care. You know what I mean? So Not to take anything away. I always got to say this because people think, oh, you hate. Not to take anything away from those that love it. If you like it, I love it. I'm just saying, for those that were really going off into the weeds, saying, no, this is gonna tear Stadia. No, it's not. It's two totally different.
It's mainly for the hardcore GeForce fans, for the people that's already invested in the platform that wants that.
Or
that's what that tier is for.
Yep.
Yeah.
That are invested in PC gaming. Now, someone like my son, who I bought him $1,000 laptops, and I'll never again, because all you gotta do is give him 3 months and everything's broken. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
I bought him an Alienware laptop, $1,100 Alienware laptop. I checked on it a week later, keys were missing. I'm like, dude, are you eating this thing? What are you doing? And so then I stopped, and from now on,
that rage is on a different level.
Dude, yeah, he just, I don't know what, no, you know what he does? He plays hard. Like, everything that he does is just so hard. I got to tell him, stop slamming my door off my car. Stop everything that he's slamming the doors and all that other stuff. And when he's playing, he's pressing with all of his might. And he just messes things up. And I'm like, dude, like, relax, calm down. So now all I do is buy him Chromebooks. And now he buys his own Chromebooks because he got a job. So someone like him that has a Chromebook with limited capabilities, I can see him saying, well, you know what, Dad, I'm a PC gamer at heart, but I just have this Chromebook and I want to play at 100 frames per second, and he don't mind 1440p.
Yeah.
Go ahead. That's for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the majority of cloud gamers, I don't think so.
Yeah, like right now, I just got a new display. I spoke about it in the DMs.
Yep.
But I just got the new display from Razer, 1440p, 165 hertz. I can't utilize the 165 hertz. It's mainly for future proofing. You know, because I think I'm going to have to get either a pre-built PC or a gaming laptop sometime in the future. Then I'll be able to fully utilize it. But I would say, like, somebody for me, if I was invested in if I used NVIDIA GeForce, I probably would have got that. Yeah. If I were a GeForce user, but since I'm not, I'm not going to invest $100 into a company, into a service I've never used before.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's where I did it for the sake. I did it for the community. I took one for the team. And I said, oh, hell no. And I was going to go get my refund. And then I said, you know what? My son can use it. And I gave it to my son. And now he has my account. So I'm GFN-less. And I don't mind because, whatever. But it has a purpose. I'm not saying it doesn't have a purpose. I'm not saying we won't see success, at whatever levels. I'm just saying, that particular model being a threat, when we poll people, we've polled over 1,000 people and gotten their takes on this. And the majority of the cloud gaming community out there says that price is number one. You know what I'm saying?
Goddamn high.
Yeah,
we used to say that.
The rent is too damn high. It's crazy. Let me go to the chat real quick. They said we need, I already read that one. Christopher Torres says the Crew 2 is great. Dusty says the anticipated games that I want on Stadia is Tiny, Tina, and Multiverse. I don't know about we gonna see any more 2K games for a while. He also says Hot Wheels Unleashed and Asphalt 9 Legends would be great. Bandai Namco, it's kind of an underrated title, but I could see the Alex games coming. It's THQ. Oh. That would be cool. I would like to see that.
Bandai.
Yep.
Demon Slayer. Bring over that fighting game. Come on. Yeah. Come on and go ahead and do it.
Christopher Torres says, I have a feeling Stadia is around 5 million or more, but one day numbers will be revealed. Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. I'm thinking it's like around 5 million plus. And Dusty says, with a good chunk of mainstream hardcore gamers being on Prime Gaming, I want to know how people are using the Luna channel.
It's kind of crazy. Do you get Luna through Prime Gaming?
Well, here's what it is. They don't give you access to the entire channel. They have a rotating list of like 5 games that they're going to have at any given time. And right now, those 5 games are Devil May Cry, and 4 other games. I don't know what they are.
You can access that through Luna.
You can access that through. You can play that through Luna right now if you have Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Yep. So you get and that's why I said I'm gonna get into that right now. We that's a perfect segue into the next part. Now, what game am I disappointed in? I'm gonna say Ghost Recon Breakpoint. That game is it has so much depth in it now. I want to see it look better on Stadia. I really do. So I'm hoping that they just give it an extra. Something happened, Smock, where sometime like 2 months ago, the performance in the mode, you could interchange them in game, and then they took it out for some reason. And I don't know why they took it out, because I was playing the hell out of it when they did it, and it seemed like that since they took it out, that the performance degraded a little bit. Like it went up and then it degraded just a tad bit, so it's still better than what it's been. But I want to see a little bit more love and Ghost Recon Breakpoint. That's a fantastic game, really. And
it is.
They should really put a little bit more love juice in that one. I would love to see the same type of love that they put into Assassin's Creed Valhalla's 60 frames per second mode they put there.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Let's say that's a good one. Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Just need people to play with on that one. Somebody had hit me up in my DMs on Stadia saying, "Hey, we're about to do Ghost Recon PvP." I'm like, "Damn, bro, I'm about to be at work. I'm sorry." But yeah, there's still a couple people, not a lot. There's not many, but there's like 4 than 20 people that do Ghost Recon PvP on Ghost Recon, like every once in a while. They still have a tiny community. Yeah, they have a tiny community.
Yeah,
I would say, yeah, but I don't know what they would do to make me get back into Ghost Recon, like fully. They would have to. The update would have to be so massive. They would have to just just basically do what Destiny does, like basically make that release so good that it's basically a new game.
Yeah, dude, they could do that. They've done a lot though to the game. They've added some DLC. It's just, and I really think that the Stadia community would go, like, that would be a top 5 play game on Stadia if they fix the visuals a little bit.
Yeah, because the gun mechanics are really good. The gun mechanics are really, really good.
Gosh, yes.
Like I love playing PvP in that game because it's just so good and it's so smooth, you know. So it's like if Ghost Recon focused more kind of on getting more people to play, if they just did an update for PvP and did the visual update for PvE. Like overall for the game, I think that'll bring people back playing.
Yeah. The last piece that I want to ask you is, what do you want to see come to the platform?
Yeah. The first thing that I'm gonna say, as I always say it, is the streaming with the face cam that's integrated to direct streaming to YouTube with the face cam. Yeah. Overlays, you know, because they got the tech for it. They just need to put it in there. They got the tech through YouTube. You know, they got the Stadia has the stuff to handle, the hardware to handle it. You know, so it's just nothing but a couple clicks. In my head, that's how it is. But then when I started thinking about it, I'm like, that actually might be tough, because then I have to add support, like plugin support for webcam. I mean, for all these different type of webcams. And then there's some streamers that has like higher quality webcams. You know, like they use like actually mirrorless DLS cameras and all that stuff. So like that could be tough in a sense, but if they just add basic functionality, like plug and play style type things, like that'll be dope. Just want to see the features. Oh, support for 120 frames. Yeah. I think we're gonna honestly, I think we're gonna get that soon. I think I don't know why I have a feeling. I think we're gonna get 120 hertz at least by. I think we're gonna get it, if not soon, at least by their birthday. Okay. I think we're gonna get it.
That would be cool.
It's about that time. It's about that time for them to crank it up a little bit.
Because
The reason why I'm saying that is because they're saying that they're gonna do features. They're like this. They're highlighting features. So if Stadia learned from their past mistakes, they're not gonna do a pre-announcement for an announcement and then let us down. So it got to be something. It got to be something to get us hype. It got to be something to get us hype, and it got to be something kind of big. You know, it got to be something kind of not. If it's absolutely massive, that's great, but it can't. They can't let us down. So because there was a lot of talks about Stadia 2.0 or Stadia the next version of Stadia. Even though it's forever gen, you know, so and that kind of fell off, that kind of went away. But Stadia has made it known that they're working on upgrading Stadia, so like for features, it could be that. Yeah. Hopefully, it could be something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be. I mean, if we saw it this year, that'd be great. I think it's a matter of making sure that the developers will actually utilize the upgraded blades to the best of their ability, and it won't become another Xbox One X situation where the changes are marginal, you know what I mean, over the Pro, when we know it could do a lot better than the Pro. But all this enthusiasm that we're seeing from people, that might be what they plan to do. I mean, that might be what they plan to do. And one thing I do know, this is another reason why the 3080 tier, for me personally, isn't something that I really was like going all out for, because it seemed like that it's patchworked. Like first it was, you know, okay, you can get 1440p on your PC and get 4K AI upscale via the Nvidia Shield Pro. Oh, now you can get some AI upscaling on these specific cards whatsoever. And now you can get this. I don't want that. I know when Stadia drops their 4K 120, it's going to be available on every screen I can do it. The only other thing is it might be another tier. It might be, this tier might be $15 a month. Who knows? Or it might be the same. It might be the same as what the tier is now. But at least I ain't got to hold this on this thing and do this on this thing. It's going to be universal.
Honestly, I wouldn't even mind paying 20. I wouldn't mind paying 20 if we get 4K 120. If we get 4K 120 on every screen, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind. And it's priced at 20. I would pay that off the bat.
Jesus.
Because
I'm gonna stick to 15. 20's kind of stiff.
4K 120. Do you know a lot of games don't even? Yeah. A lot of games don't even support 4K 120. A lot of games. Yeah, so it's like, if for Stadia to support, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So for Stadia to support that, something that's going past the edge of what things are at right now, that's like cutting edge right there. That's cutting edge technology, and that will make headlines.
Yeah, I mean, and knowing that once the 4K 120 drops, it's going to outperform
everything.
3080. You know what I mean?
Everything. It's going to outperform PS5.
It's going to outperform everything.
Because PS5, PS5 don't even get 4K 120. You either get performance mode at downgraded graphics, or you get basically what Stadia has, or the visual mode, the 4K 60 stable.
True that. Very true. On that token, before we go to pick our winners, here's what I would like to see from Stadia. And I'm gonna share my screen. Let me show you something. I would like to see some indie games. I hinted at this. I would like to see some indie games that are action based. We saw some great indie games that were released, 4 of them within the last week, and that's excellent. I would like to see, and I know we're seeing more variety with the indie games, like we're getting some point and click stuff, and that's fantastic. I'd like to see action indie games be part of that. So one game that I really feel like would be great on the platform would be games like this. Remnant from the Ashes. You know what I mean?
I think I've seen this game.
Yeah, Remnant from the Ashes. Oh, let me play it again. I'm playing? Okay. Yeah, Remnant from the Ashes, it's a game that's been out for a few years, but it's still a great game, and this would be a great indie game to be on the Stadia platform. It's a mix of like Souls-like, and I would say it has a touch of the 3-player style. Kind of gives you a familiarity with Outriders a little bit. It's a more polished Outriders with the Souls-like difficulty to it. You know what I mean? So you're scratching that Souls-like itch as well. So that's a great game that I would love to see on the platform. And it's an indie game. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat that with a stick. I'd love to see that there. Also, there's another game that is actually out on Luna, Kingdom Come Deliverance. I would love to see Kingdom Come on Stadia. You know, we're not getting the Elder Scrolls games. You know, that's a given. We're not getting them, but to scratch that itch, you can get the Kingdom Come Deliverance on here. Luna's had it for a while. I'd love to see this game in 4K 60 on Stadia. It's gotten rave reviews wherever it's at. Very positive. I've actually not been in the podcast, but I've chatted with the developers, Warhouse Studios, during a live podcast regarding this game, and they put a lot of hard work into it, and it's a great game. So that's another one I would like to see. This one isn't. Oh no! This one is one that I think is really getting slept on. The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing. I love this game when I played it on PC, and I would buy it again on Stadia. There's a whole anthology. There's the Van Helsing 1, 2, and 3. The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing. This game is totally awesome. I don't know why it's not on Stadia. It's an isometric, top-down action RPG. And here, let me do this. Let me see if I can find some footage of it. And then there's the Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing Final Cut. I don't know if that includes all 3 of them, or just a remake of the first one. They said with new HD textures, but this is a fantastic game. It was my game of the year. I think this game came out in 2015, and it was my game the same year that what's the name of that damn game? Shadow the Tomb Raider came out. Yeah. And I like this more than Shadow the Tomb Raider. This game. This is the game that, because I used to sleep on indie games, like I'm not playing that crap. This game changed my mind about indie games. Fantastic game. It shouldn't take much to port. Stadia, you need this. I mean, this is the games like these. Definitely, if they were not on your radar, Stadia, I definitely think they should be. Particularly Remnant, particularly The Incredible. I mean, I think an easy get would be The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing. I get all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Great games. I love them all. And I think that the community will love them as well. So, and then there's 4-player co-op. So, can't beat that with a stick.
Right. You would think that it wouldn't be too far off their radar because they have a whole department dedicated to indie games.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
Yep. That's a game. Look, maybe they this one slipped through because it's kind of been a low key game. Not a lot of people have talked about it, and it's kind of niche. It has like a cult following, and maybe it flew under the radar. But The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing, that is a hell of a game. And it should be on Stadia. You know what I mean? So,
you know what? Just remembered something. It's not an indie game, but since Sega has a department for developing games for Stadia, I want to see a Sonic game. I want to see a Sonic game. Sonic the Hedgehog on Stadia, bro. Yeah. I would go. I love Sonic. I love Sonic more than Mario. Like, you know. I know they're competitors.
You have a lot of people that are asking for Sonic games as of late. Yeah, on
Yes.
Stadia, because I think there's one on Luna. I think there was one on Amazon Luna.
I'm so upset about that because Stadia deserves it more. You feel me? I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I can dig that. All right. With that said, so now we're closing the phone lines. We gave everybody an opportunity to call. We get it. You know, people are shy, but we're going to extend
y'all
the ways.
Scared? No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, they scared, but we're going to extend the ways that you can participate. But now we got to get to the finale of the show, Smock. And the finale of the show is who's going to win that controller? All right, we got a bunch of people on here that are members of the platform. If you're a member at the dose tier, you get a ticket. At the prescription tier, you get 2 entries, and at the sure shot tier, you get 3. So we got everybody signed up.
Nice.
And we're ready to spin, man. You ready to spin?
Yes, man. I'm ready. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Let's pick the first winner of the controller. And again, remember the rules are when we pick this winner, you got until Saturday, you got until Monday to respond so I can ship this thing out to you. If not, it's gonna roll over to the next month. All right. So with that said, let's get it. The first winner of the Stadia controller is Psalmist Pro. So Psalmist Pro, congrats to you, my friend. And I know you were just in SSC podcast chat last night. So I'm gonna reach out to you. Hopefully you're on Twitter, but you'll get back to me. Got till Monday though. Let me know, and so we can get you rolling, brother. All right, that's Psalmist Pro. He's our first winner. I'm gonna jot that down.
Psalmist Pro.
Psalmist Pro.
Get in touch.
Yeah, get in touch, brother. Where's my? Oh, come on. Oh, what are you doing? Stop. Come on. How's my computer acting up? Too many things open. We got Psalmist Pro. And the second winner of the Stadia controller is spin it, baby. Nerds World in the house. Nerds World. These are 2 brand new members. Psalmist Pro and Nerds World just joined the community. It's that easy for you to win and become a winner. So congratulations to Nerds World and Psalmist Pro.
Congrats, man.
Man, congrats.
Nerds World. Hey, get in contact with MM2K right now.
Yes, right now. Nerds World in the house. All right. So congratulations to those 2. And I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching this. Thank you for the members in the chat. Shout out to you, Dusty Rand, Steven Saboy, and Steven Sabal. And we got Christopher Torres. Thank you all and everybody that's been watching. And thank you all for those that are supporting the platform and watching this on demand. Again, if you want to watch this show on the live, if you want to come and watch it live with everybody else, join us Fridays, 11 a.m. No, it might be 12 p.m. I think we're going to start doing 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna let Smock get an extra hour of rest. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, so you can be part of the chat. We'll answer your questions. You can call. You know what I'm saying. And once a month here, this is what we're going. I think this is what we're going to do the giveaway. We're going to do the giveaways here. All right. With that said, Smock, can you let the good people know where they can find you at, my brother?
Yes. You can find me on Instagram. It's more of me talking, less gaming on there. So if you want like daily motivations, if you want random stories, I try to post every Friday, just a video of me just talking about a topic that I like, And if you want to see me gaming, that'll be my YouTube channel, youtube.com/SmogJr. You could just click on my name, and it'll take you right to my page. I'm going live shortly after this with Squids. I'm gonna be playing some Destiny 2. So catch me on there. But even though I'm pretty sure Squids isn't gonna be streaming for too long, I'm gonna be playing Destiny 2 for a minute because I want to try to get ready. So tomorrow there's an event for Destiny. It's called World's First Raid Race. I'm not gonna compete because I'm not gonna win. It's just not gonna happen. But your favorite streamer will probably be on there. So it's gonna go start tomorrow until the first team wins, and it's gonna be exciting. So I might stream and raid and do the raid, but I'm not gonna win. It's gonna be grueling. It's gonna, I'm 30-20 light levels below. So yeah. Find me on Twitter. Find me on youtube.com/SmogJr. Find me on Twitter, N2OLA, or SmogJr. I forgot which one it is. But yeah, I'm everywhere. Awesome. You can find me everywhere.
Awesome stuff. And of course, you can find me here on StadiaDosage, but you can also find me on MM2K videos, where I got some crispy clean Far Cry 6 videos on PC coming up soon. Definitely, and I'm gonna have some Lost Ark videos coming up as well. Also, nice. You can check me out on Twitch. I'm gonna start being active on Twitch again because I gotta talk to Daryl Smart. Man, we're gonna do that anime podcast, man. We're gonna do it somehow, somehow.
We should do it.
But again, congrats. And then also, for those, let people know that didn't catch this, that want to catch the clean version without all the hiccups earlier. If you want to catch that, you can watch it tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be streaming as a premiere from this channel. With that said, I want to thank everybody. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all so much. And until next time, have a wonderful gaming day, and congratulations again to our winners, Psalmist Pro and Nerds World in the house. Peace.
Congrats. Peace. All right.
Cool. All right, we got that done, man. Hey, man, I appreciate it. Oh, man. Ow.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Hey, that was fun.